When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need: Maconi.
With the launch of Maconi Entertainment and Maconi Competizone alongside Maconi Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Hello everybody and welcome to tonight's coverage of the Wings and Wheels MX-5 Series, presented by GGT Energy Solutions. This evening we're excited to bring coverage of all the action from iRacing's virtual Worldwide Technology Raceway in Madison, Illinois. Maconi Entertainment is here to bring you action from all types of racing with the weekly Fast Friday series. No matter what you're racing, we can bring the action to life. My name is Justin Prince. Alongside the booth for tonight is Braden Laster. Christian Hill is working the controls as our producer. For those who don't know, the Wings and Wheels MX-5 Series is a league consisting of racing in the Mazda MX-5 cars. Its inaugural season in full swing. Drivers consist of both the virtual and the real world variety, including multiple competitors for the real world Whelen Mazda MX-5 Cup. Drivers compete in both road course races and on the ovals throughout this series, the champion being crowned at the end of 10 races and 2 events. As we get set for tonight, Braden, we are on the oval variety of races tonight. What do you expect from Gateway?
Yeah, we've looking at the point race or the point races for all season. We have been at road courses, heavy braking zones, great passing opportunities at almost every corner, every major straightaway. Tonight, it's different. I believe it's our second oval trip this season outside of IRP earlier in the season. Look at the track information on the screen there. This is why it's unique. 11 degrees of banking there in 1 and 2, 9 degrees of banking in 3 and 4, and 1.25 miles in length. And it's a little bit oblong. And because of that, these drivers' brakes don't need them. You're going to be barely tapping the brake, a little bit trail brake going through the corner, helping that drive off. But outside of that, this is almost a super speedway for these guys.
And it's going to be an interesting night as a result. We'll see how tonight fares out. 60 laps our distance. We'll get into a bit more later on in the show. But there has been some dominant drivers in this campaign, or should I say one of them so far, Braden. Joshua Soto has been outright dominant so far. He leads by just about nearly 300 points.
Now, their point format is a little bit of a unique one, about 350 points for the winner, 320 per second, and then goes down by increments of 20 and 10 throughout the field. But Soto has won every single point-paying race except for one. Cam Eben, in his debut last week in the league, took home the victory. Joshua Soto was there until the very end. He was fighting to get that win for a streak not to be ruined. He came just 4 seconds shy from getting that win last time out. But no Cam Eben this week. But once again, it's an oval, so I think it's very open as far as who we can pick to win it.
Now keep in mind, we are running into the swing of things. It's going to get busy from here on out, mind you, in this series. Because when you look at the schedule, this is the start of the second half of the season. But you're talking about 6 races over the course of about a month and a half, 2 months here, Braden.
Yeah, we're definitely going to pick things up there, especially in the middle to late October. And to see Martinsville, the season finale, you don't want to go into Martinsville hoping to have a great run there, because that's where I saw at Daytona on July 4th, an exhibition race on the oval. When you go oval racing with the Mazda Miata, anything can happen. So going into Martinsville or Charlotte even, Charlotte's going to be a huge track as far as drafting goes for these guys.
It's going to be an interesting night, to say the very least, when it comes to tonight. We'll see how they fare out on the oval. It's our one of 3 oval races left on the schedule. So overall, what are you keeping an eye on for tonight for Worldwide Technology Raceway? You mentioned the speeds potentially.
They were me going about 120, 130 miles an hour around this racetrack, which isn't flying considering, you know, Silver Crown NASCAR gets up to 150, 160 here, maybe even a little bit quicker. But you got right, these cars, they're pretty light, they're pretty nimble, they're on a skinny tire, and, you know, only a couple hundred horsepower, if that, by the Mazda Miata engine. So drafting can be a pretty huge factor here. I was watching these guys in practice. They're able to get huge runs out of the corner. They go in the corner, they tap the brake no more than 15, 20, 25%. And they hold it for about a second half, and then they get the nose turn, they get the front grip, and they just power out of the corner at that point. So dirty air, I can't believe I'm saying this, but dirty air might actually be a huge part here in the corners, and the Mazda Miata be able to throw blocks, playing the aero game. So we might see that a bit tonight. And then having a friend though to work with that you can bump draft pretty easily in these cars, just not in the corners. So it's going to be who's got friends and who doesn't, I think will be a big part of this one.
We watch for the most here tonight, as we still have a few minutes to go in qualifying.
I mean, it's hard to go against Joshua Soto, and we mentioned has won every race he's entered except for one, and got second in that one race that he didn't win. So it's hard to go against him, with it being an oval, with it being not a full-on super speeder, but a very draft-reliant track. It's like, you know, when a NASCAR series goes to Daytona, you never know who's going to win, and I really think the entire field is pretty even here. But if I had to pick a driver, I gotta go for Big Glenn Richardson there, rolling off inside the top 5, looking for his first win of the season. So gotta root for Big Glenn.
It's gonna be an interesting night, to say the least here. So we'll have to keep an eye on how the racing fares out, as we're just about complete when it comes to ARTS qualifying. 60 laps or distance, 8 drivers here tonight. We'll see which one is able to come up on top at Gateway. As they make the way to the starting grid, let's take a look at how they'll start tonight. 7 took qualifying times. Nathan Nicholson set the pole with a 40.1 over Deacon Greenfield. Joshua Soto in 3rd. Glenn Richardson starts 4th. Keith Carpenter in 5th. Joseph Burns 7th. Brian Shibelski in 7th. And the last of our starters tonight is Aaron Jeansonne. He'll round out the field of 8 here tonight, Braden.
Yeah, Johnson actually second quickest in practice, and he was trying to get everything out of that car and qualifying that point. He spins on the cold tires. Cold tires, another huge aspect we're going to talk about quite a bit tonight. These cars do not like it on any track on cold tires. And then on the second lap, Johnson had to, I believe, go to the pits and restart, try and get everything out of the car. He washed up in the wall. So Johnson, we've seen a lot of him all season long. We're rolling off deep in the field here.
Let's take a look at your Maconi Setup Shop race analysis. Originally going to be around the 77 lap variety, that got reduced down to 60 for tonight. So we did have a reduced total. It should go, in theory, about 30 minutes if it goes green. But you never know what can happen here, Braden.
Yeah, gonna be a quick one, but we talked about it, 30, 35 minutes. Fuel might be an issue. I'm not really sure how these guys are sitting pretty when it comes to fuel in these cars. I know they don't take a whole lot of fuel, and when you're full throttle for the most part,
So these drivers getting themselves sorted here for tonight's festivities. We're about to see how tonight plays out. We're happy to have you with us for tonight's racing here from iRacing's virtual Worldwide Technology Raceway here at Gateway. Again, the iRacing pace car just made its way off the racetrack. All set to go. Nathan Nicholson leads the field. We're underway from Gateway. Already nearly knocking the wall down is Greenfield. He takes the lead down the back.
Deacon Greenfield goes from second to first through 1 and 2. Big Glenn Richardson up almost in the wall through 1 and 2. He can go from fourth to dead last.
Yeah, right now this is so far been a pretty calm start to the race outside the moment. Not expecting too many breaking points to say that tonight once again. Your top two pushing. Jeansonne already up to third. No surprise to see him up in the front.
It gets a huge run down the front straightaway. Tries to steal second. That's Nathan Nicholson right there in front of him. Deacon Greenfield starts to have some technical difficulties. Blips for a second down the back straightaway. Huge run. Battle for the lead. Nathan Nicholson to the inside. Going through 3 and 4. 3 and 4 to longer, wider corner. He's going to send it deep here.
Still side by side now for the race lead. Nicholson being taken 3 wide for the race lead. Start off lap 3. Greenfield's got the better run high side, but Jeansonne able to cut inside and out. He tries to spook the leader, gets to second.
Yeah, I don't think Greenfield knew that Jeansonne was down there. Jeansonne, like you said, coming off turn 4, 3 wide. We got one on the wall in the back. That's 13 Joseph Burns around, able to get it going, no caution. So we're going to keep it clean and keep it green.
And so far, the aggression level pretty high. Jeansonne getting moved up by Nicholson. They're not afraid to run to the rumble strips, not afraid to run all over the racetrack right now. Greenfield seems to have the right idea with that top line, though.
They're definitely able to make it work a little bit better than everyone else. You mentioned dirty air too. I think that's why Greenfield's able to send it a little bit deeper. He has, all the front grip in the road he needs to. And dirty air, not a huge factor, but it's enough to hold these guys at bay for now.
See how they're starting to pick up on that top line. It's similar to what we've seen with IRP a little bit with the racing lines. Still need to be able to get better distance on rotation to the corners. Top side for the wall for the straightaways. Nicholson seems to have built up a run on the diamond. Yet again, though, Greenfield's got some help. Jeansonne trying to help out Greenfield.
Now, these cars only have about 180 horsepower, so not really able to power out the corners as much as a Silver Crown open wheel car, an Indy NXT car, an IndyCar, or a NASCAR. But that is one reason that they're able to draft so well, is they're able to overcome the air and push through the air with what little horsepower they have. So a big bump there Greenfield gets. I believe that is Jeansonne giving him a push. It is. Going through 3 and 4 here.
All of them working line astern now. 7 in the main pack, 6 in fact. Glenn Richardson's lost ground to the main pack. Burns already did 2 for the early incident. So how do you plot and plan for a race like this? So that's going to cause a little bit of planning. We just had Greenfield and we're spinning for the leader.
Definitely a little exciting. Little bumper love there by Jeansonne to Greenfield. Jeansonne eager to get that lead. Looking inside for a split second. Greenfield's going to block him off. Here comes Nathan Nicholson on the bottom. He's going to send it deep through turn 3.
Nicholson wants to make the first lead change up front outside the initial start. Yet again, though, that outside seems to be lucrative even without drafting help. Jeansonne just seems like he just wants to help whoever.
Jeansonne, I think, just wants to stay to this lead pack. We've seen it happen time and time again where you're in a battle for the lead and you're not aggressive enough and you lose that draft that you need. Oh, speaking of draft, bumper love getting a little too frisky. Greenfield pushes Nicholson up the block and about gets turned. But Jeansonne just trying to stay with the lead pack right here.
Greenfield gets shuffled now to second as a result of the Nicholson pass. See how Jeansonne now plays this. He's going to play this by going for the lead himself. Nicholson to block.
Nicholson definitely trying to block both lanes right here. But Jeansonne looking at the bottom, still peeking low, trying to get the drive off of the corner here, trying to get inside now outside of Nicholson. Nicholson up by the wall, and Jeansonne with a run down the back straightaway, see if he does anything with it.
Well, he's trying to take it to the outside from the inside. Now, in fact, Nicholson lets him have it.
That was perfect timing. Deacon Greenfield with a huge pump to Aaron Jeansonne there, and able to pull a little crossover move on Nicholson. Nicholson wasn't able to block because it was so late down the straightaway. I don't think he knew it was coming.
Greenfield wants his lead back. Keith Carpenter also in the conversation now, too. They are fighting very, very thick and thin. And with a race like this so far it's been very calm from Soto. He's not been pushing the issue. He's just been willing to ride.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to tear up his car too bad. They have one fast prep they needed, but they don't want to go through it this early. So took him 9 laps to get here, but from last to first, Aaron Jeansonne leading the pack off of turn 4, and he's got a whole crowd of cars ready to get by him.
Hornets Nest now going offset 3 wide for a moment. Soto zips on by Carpenter. 6th of the way through the race. It's been aggressive so far. Some incredible racing.
Yeah, for sure. 2 wide, 3 wide, not a problem for these guys. Nicholson still on the bottom. He's going to fall back as the outside gets formed up. Jeansonne leading Greenfield. Greenfield being one of the better pushers. Through the middle, here comes Joshua Soto.
Soto trying to force the issue, able to get to 2nd. Looks like Soto's found his hole to be able to make his way through.
Soto trying to get to the front now. He's tired of waiting, tired of playing these games. Inside now of Deacon Greenfield, trying to get a run through 1 and 2, see if he can get something.
Still trying to wrap the bottom. Able to pressurize Greenfield up the racetrack. Soto, we know, can cut his way to the field like butter if you give him a chance.
Yeah, Soto definitely trying to get another win of the season. He's already got, 3 or 4 wins. Watch another one. So looking inside of Greenfield for a second. If he can get up there, give a push to Jeansonne, see if he can make some magic happen.
So right now, you have to keep in mind some of these drivers from the railroad side of things, at least, Braden, coming off a test at Martinsville Speedway for that MX-5 race in the past week or so, where they tested all throughout the day to see how they would race for later on this year, but they go oval racing for the first time there.
Sorry to interrupt you, JP, real quick. Greenfield, though, from 2nd into the wall. He's going to fall back here all the way from 4th to 5th. Now about to drop down to 6th. So trouble for Greenfield. Right side damage doesn't look too bad, but double wishbone suspension on that car definitely a little bent.
Soto shuffled back as a result there in the excursion. You know who's having a good race, though? Keith Carpenter is up to 3rd.
That's definitely one of our underdog stories. Haven't talked about him a whole lot this season there. Running a lot higher grip on the track. I think he's able to get the run out of the corner. It's a longer way around the track because you're covering more distance, but you're able to carry more speed. It's about 4 or 5 miles an hour faster running the middle and the high grip. We see the runs that he gets down the middle and later part of the straightaway because of it.
Carpenter trying to use the 3rd line. Now getting back to the Martinsville point, Braden, a lot of these people getting ready for a combination that really came through iRacing, remember, with Moon Car, and through the charity events going on with the 24 hours of Martinsville. It's turned into reality for this year.
That's definitely going to be fun to watch the real-life Mazda guys go over, run Martinsville. Then we talked about it again the pre-race show, Martinsville the season finale. So Mazda Martinsville have quickly taken over the scene. And let me tell you, JP, I soloed that race a couple years ago over on the Moon Car, 24-hour race. I talked about Mazda Martinsville for, I believe, Toys for Tots. I did, I believe, 3,500 laps by myself for 24 hours straight. It was not a fun time.
And right now, we're seeing these drivers having a very fun time here. 15 laps through, this time by about a quarter distance. How do you plot things out is still not really certain because you have slot cars for the race lead.
Side by side here through 3 and 4. Looked like we're on the last lap. We're actually only a quarter of the way through this one. So Joshua Soto to the lead.
Soto for the first time up to the point. So far, Jeansonne has led the most laps in the race with 7. And Soto seems to already know the game, just wants the lead, not afraid to give up the lead with him opening the bottom like that.
Yeah, Soto trying to get the run off the corner. He does. Jeansonne slides right in line. Let me tell you what's so scary. He's coming off of turn 2. The track widens up. I'm not going to lie, JP. I have never noticed it. I believe it's where the crossover gate is back there. I would hate to see somebody get hooked into that. And the way these guys are racing, I think it's very possible.
So right now, what's going through your mind if you're in the cockpit in a race like this so far? Because it's high-octane racing. And another move for the race lead. Oh, we have trouble. Carpenter's sideways. Caution flag.
We're talking about the mindset. Keith Carpenter just said probably some cuss words, maybe a little bit more after that great run gets ruined. Doesn't look like he has too much damage though, but brings out the first caution. Able to get it going. Get it in reverse, Terry. Here comes Joseph Burns around the outside there. Burns 18 seconds back. So he's going to re-rack the field, restack the field, and give us a restart with about 40 laps to go.
And so, we were wondering when the first caution would come. It comes from more so a solo car spin more than an incident. No one's really damaged each other. No one's made contact outside of a bump draft so far. We'll see how this now impacts the strategy in the race for potentially for fuel.
And here's the replay. Carpenter there in the green 16 just enters the corner way too shallow, washes up in the Deacon Greenfield. Nothing happens to Greenfield, but his car stays rock solid, and Carpenter, when he makes that contact, it just helps him go around. So it's already pretty squirrely. If Greenfield wasn't there, don't get out of the groove, but a little bit of contact is what sends him around. No damage on anyone, but
in turn, we're under yellow for the first time in this race. The field trying to catch up, but most of the field is coming down for pit stops. Everybody thinking about the fuel mileage right here.
It should. I mean, we were pretty close to the halfway mark. If they weren't going to be good, I imagine it should get them pretty close. Gotta watch the staircase. There's a staircase there too. I've seen people hit it time and time again. Actually, I think Deacon Greenfield about just did. Or not Greenfield, but Shabowski.
So everyone makes their stops. Only driver not to pit there, interesting upbringing, Glenn Richardson, elected not to pit.
Big Lynn, I mean, he was back there saving his stuff. Maybe think he doesn't need a pit. Race off pit road. Jeansonne side by side with Deacon Greenfield. I believe Jeansonne got it, and while he's trying to get a win there off pit road, trying to get a big win tonight, let's see if we can get a word with him.
Yeah, let's indeed do. Braden, you're with him.
Aaron Jeansonne, this is the booth. He got us.
Yeah, I got you loud and clear. How's it going?
Yeah, it's going good. It's going real good though for you. From last to first on the race there after just a couple laps. How do you say the race is going?
That's going pretty good so far. It's going to be a game of chess, like just like MX-5 Cup in real life. So I'll just keep trying to think about where I want to be on the last lap, but then see if I can put myself there.
Now, overall, you're going to be taking green with about 40 laps to go. Tire wear, fuel, or any of those issues of it, or an issue or cause for concern at this point?
Yeah, fuel was. So I went ahead and got some fuel and got right side tires. So I think we'll be okay. I didn't notice a lot of tire wear early on in the race, so we'll see how it goes. I think I have what I need. It'll be a game of draft and car placement, and feel confident with that. So we'll see how it goes.
Of course, we wish you best of luck, and hopefully we're talking to you at the end. Good luck.
Hopefully so. Thank you.
Aaron Jeansonne now in second place as we're a third of the way through the action. Your thoughts here, Braden, so far as we are already getting set for the restart?
Well, he mentioned fuel was an issue until just then, so Big Glenn Richardson stays out. Maybe he's better on fuel than we thought. Maybe he's not as good on fuel as he thought, so we'll have to watch that storyline there.
Getting set for the green flag once again. Glenn Richardson rolling the dice and staying out. Everybody else coming in for your fuel or tires. Well, fuel and or tires. So we'll see what happens for this restart. Richardson already with a car length advantage coming up to the start box. Green flag is out. Back underway. And they're already bump drafting high side.
And Jeansonne there trying to sit outside of Big Glenn. Big Glenn's going to get a push up from Deacon Greenfield. Looking maybe 3 wide for a second. Going sort of out in a huge run on the high side by Aaron Jeansonne, still to lead.
We've had one checkup for Soto though. Richardson bogged down and letting everybody go.
Deacon Greenfield has spun from the back of from the front of the pack.
A lot of trouble for some of the drivers already. This has been a chaotic start, and that's why the caution's out.
And Greenfield is stuck down there. Had a hardware issue, it looks like. I think he went to go shift and he couldn't get it in gear. Yeah, we're wrong. See if we can get an onboard of this. 100% has a hardware issue.
And that bring out our caution flag, as well as Soto having issues. This is going to have some championship ramifications. Your top 2 drivers both having issues in this run. Let's take a look.
So you see the wheel is hard locked left there, so seems the wheel got disconnected. Software issue or even more. Going in the corner here, right behind Big Glenn. They're going to see the corner just lock hard left there. And I mean, at that point, I mean, I guess he's lucky it locked hard left instead of hard right. And Soto, though, behind him, obviously had no idea what was going to happen. He slides in the back of him, so some front end damage for Soto and whatnot. So that's going to save Soto. Which now I think I'm down pit road. Big Glenn also down pit road.
He is still not moving. Something is up, obviously, with Greenfield's situation. Race control trying to sort out the situation as well. Greenfield, again, stuck in the grass, and we have seen pit stops for Soto and Richardson as a result of this yellow flag.
See the field going around him there, so taking Greenfield, we might just leave him there. He might have the best seat in the house.
And I don't know how they're going to sort this out if he's going to just stay in the grass for this race. We'll have to see what they do. Race control is trying to sort out what to do themselves here. So I don't know if we've seen a situation where a car just willingly just parks it in the grass.
Here, we'll see. I don't know if he's able to respond. Deacon Greenfield, you got the best seat in the house right now. Tell us through it. Talk us through it.
Yeah. My wheels just shut off. We have a really big storm over here in Virginia, and I think it might have just let a power spike that's taken out my wheel. I'm trying to get it rebooted. I don't want to mess up anyone's race, but it's just a hardware failure.
Well, we will let you get back to that just so you're finally able to get it back to the pits and hope you're able to make it back out on track.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, I'm not sure how they're going to get Greenfield's car off the track.
Well, they got it off. He's in the pits, so we're good.
Okay, so that's taken care of.
They had to get the safety crew, and they had to push it back manually.
So we'll see what happens now. It's an interesting situation with the caution flag, obviously, but so far we've seen the restarts ever chaotic. It's almost like you don't want to start on the inside, it seems.
Yeah, I think if you're able to get a good run, I think Big Glenn there didn't have the greatest tires in the world. That's why I kind of fell back a little bit. But it's really about who gets a bump first. Remember, we saw the outside really work there on the last restart. I think it's they were more formed up, able to get bumping earlier and able to get a better speed or get up to speed better.
So right now, just about in space to be able to restart this race coming up Jeansonne, Nicholson, Burns all of a sudden is up to third. Remember, he spun at the start of the race without the caution flag.
He's been kind of cruising his way up there. Doesn't really have the racing experience. Those guys have been together for 20, 25 laps now in the draft. It's going to be Burns as only second or third after really in the draft after that earlier spin you mentioned.
Again, Jeansonne, Nicholson, Burns, Carpenter, Shabelski, Richardson, Soto. Those still on the racetrack. And we'll see what happens in just a little bit. So, it has been a race where we've seen a lot of back and forth.
Back and forth, definitely the name of the game. Everyone has pit in these recent 2 cautions, so they should be good on fuel. At this point, they can go all out, no problems, no worries, stress-free, just bumper to bumper and full sending it.
Just about ready to go. Jeansonne in control. Green flag is out, an earlier launch back underway, and Nicholson already changing lanes to block off the bottom.
Jeansonne, though, gets a great restart. They're going to get single file for the most part, going through 1 and 2, no aggressive bumping. So looking to maximize their spots here. Drivers about making contact in the back. That's Joseph Burns. He's going to make a move over Brian Shabowski.
Shabowski so far has not had the greatest of runs. Now sorts himself in line, just trying to find a way to make ground. He has been trying as hard as he might.
That's Shabowski trying to make a move in the orange car on the bottom. Trying to hang on for dear life. That's Keith Carpenter now going around his outside. No help absolutely at all for Brian. Sheldon now gets to the back bumper of Carpenter a little bit. Give him a little arrow push on straight, but not bump drafting, but excuse me, Shabowski's starting to drop here.
Yeah, right now, Shabelski watching Soto's drive, all ready to come back to the field. Soto is aggressive to get these cuts through the pack.
You gotta do what you gotta do. Soto already up to that 4th spot to restart in last. A little bit of front end damage as well, which doesn't seem to be affecting him too much.
So right now, just about near the halfway point of this one, top 2, Jeansonne and Nicholson, have stayed committed to each other. What do you think that dialogue is like once those two just willing to work together to stay lockstep up at the front?
It definitely, we mentioned in the pre-race show, you know, having friends is a huge aspect of this, and Jeansonne and Nicholson definitely very friendly up there in the front, and the way they're able to push and almost build a gap. I mean, they had a half-second advantage over Burns and Soto there in 3rd and 4th. So I think being able to work together, they're trying to win it and win it by a large margin if they can.
Right now, everyone's staying in the cycle of things. Joseph Burns seems to be wanting to push things forward, though, for the back straightaway. Got a hearty cut to be able to try and close up to Soto, who's already up to 3rd.
Soto making up quick time, right to the back bumper of Nicholson. Nicholson in that red car in 2nd, Jeansonne in that blue and black car leading, and Soto in the white and black 07 there in 3rd. Try and make a move, and you see the huge pack, 6-car pack here going for the lead. Big Glenn Richardson on a drive not in this pack.
Soto trying to go back to front. He's got a little bit of a different fuel scenario in his case. 4-lap difference in the tank. But at the halfway point this time by, Nicholson peels away the top, side by side for the lead.
Oh, inches from hitting the opening there. I talked about a little bit ago. I'm afraid something's going to get turned on the opening. Nicholson about puts himself in it, trying to get the lead from Jeansonne, slides right in line behind him. Now crossover move by Nicholson, looking inside, side by side at the halfway mark here.
Naked 3 wide yet again. Hasn't worked out well for those who run the bottom so far. Does it this time? Jeansonne from the way top, able to get the lead back again.
I think that shows how dominant the top line is here. We're able to carry the momentum throughout the corner, throughout the lap, and huge move by Jeansonne to hang on to the lead there as Soto falls back to the fourth behind Joseph Burns.
So on the rumble strips, how do you think that handles things? A lot of people use those rumble strips tonight.
I'm not really sure how it affects your handling the car. I know most cars it would definitely upset it, but I mean these cars are so nimble, less than 2,000 pounds, and you know they have an 8-inch tire, so maybe you know they're just able to arch in and hit the apex and make up for lack of overall grip that way. If you're able to shorten the apex, I guess, and get a better drive off. So great drive off for him. Going to go second here.
Able to peek his way around. It looks like with the rotation of the car, able to take away second.
Yeah, Nicholson trying to hang on to the outside, gets a huge run, stays side by side.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting battle for the win, though. You'd have to think somebody's going to have to make an aggressive move here to do this. And right now, it seems as though the leader's got the advantageous position every time.
Yeah, I don't really know if it's a dirty air situation. We talked about that a little bit beforehand, or just an overall being able to control the lanes. And, you know, if you're not side by side, you're able to get a wider arch. Speaking of Deacon Greenfield, he had a wide arch earlier. Remember, with that wheel lock up, he's back on track, albeit 10 laps down.
Yeah. 5 people up in the front. It looks like Burns now trying to make some cuts. He wants to do something different.
Gets a huge send in the turn 1, looking inside Nicholson, makes it by him. Inside of Jeansonne, gets a bump by Nicholson. Nicholson maybe trying to upset that car a little bit. Goes up to block Nicholson, 3 wide. Here comes Soto on the outside in that 07 machine.
Yeah, right now, Nicholson wants that spot back again. These 3 have been nearly unbreakable. Well, they've been aggressive up at the front. What's it going to take to break up this block of cars?
They're going to have to get 2 or 3 people real eager, real aggressive to get around Aaron Jeansonne and have no one really pushing him. That's what I think it's going to take. So maybe you're Keith Carpenter, maybe you're Joseph Burns, maybe you're Joshua Soto. You know, get in the line and just start bump dropping as much as you can and try and freight train these guys. Deacon Greenfield, though, has had a packet loss connection, so we're going to get back on track and go back to the pits.
So right now, we'll see. The outside now plays things right for Nicholson. Again, getting back to the oval side of things, it's going to be an interesting swing when they go racing too. Not just side by side like this again and again in this race, but also that race at Charlotte's going to be an interesting one on the oval as well.
That's going to be pretty much flat out race contact for the lead. Flat out aggressiveness there by Nicholson on the Jeansonne, trying to make a move, washed up a little bit, but you thought this race was exciting. Charlotte is going to be a whole nother masterclass of a race. So those guys, I think Tower will be a little bit more of an issue there. The banking about twice as much as it is here at Gateway. And it's going to be a fun race to watch coming up in a couple of weeks. And might be a pivotal point in the championship. Deacon Greenfield, though, his run tonight definitely going to hurt him. And Soto currently looking not to be the favorite this race.
Yeah, right now, seems like Soto, at the very least, is going to be the conversation for the top 3, but it's going to be even more difficult for Jeansonne to lose the lead, it almost seems like. 1, 2, 3 to go at the stripe. This race just zooming on by.
Yeah, Joseph Burns there in third. Trying to play spoiler. I don't think we've already talked about him a little bit. Talked about how he stayed up here, but looking to second now. Still second from Nicholson, side by side. We've seen this move not work out time and time again. Might be able to see if Burns is able to get something different.
Yeah, something's going to have to give eventually with Burns.
Yeah, Burns, I think, just needs help. I mean, I think he can get up here and get the lead, but needs some help. You can't do it by yourself.
So where do these quasi-alliances now come into play?
I mean, we've seen Nicholson and Jeansonne, control the lanes all race. Long bit of contact by Burns. Oh, no. Burns into the wall. 3 wide for a split second. Burns able to keep it going, and the double wishbone suspension, not Mazda Miata, heavily damaged for Joseph Burns. He's way off the pace now, and a perfect night goes to ruins just like that. He's vastly off the pace, only down at about 90 miles an hour, not able to carry any corner speed at all. Try and get through the gears, try to figure out where he's at with it. And let me tell you, he's not with it at all.
So, at the moment, things get broken up a little bit.
I'm going to leave it a 4-car breakaway for the lead. That's great for Nicholson and Jeansonne. I think these two are content running 1-2 all night. It just seems to be a bit of an issue, though, for Sheldon and Carpenter. They're not going to be able to get the numbers they need.
Right now, coming to 20 laps to go. Nicholson, another poke. Jeansonne, another run outside.
This is the closest that Carpenter and Soto have been all night.
Oh,
Soto
no!
gets turned into the wall, though, by Jeansonne. And Soto able to have a nice little save there and not get put in the wall.
Yeah, we got squished into the wall, actually. That could have been disastrous.
Yeah, that was definitely a little dicey, more than I think Soto would have liked. Make a move on the outside, and Buck gets pinched into the wall.
Did avoid contact, or rather damage, though. That's the bright side right now. It seems as though you obviously don't want to build up damage, and since that contact to the wall, Shabelski and Burns, along with Glenn Richardson, have lost this main pack. They've fallen near 3.5, 4 seconds back as a result of the contact earlier on. It almost seems like you lose touch with the draft of this pack, you're not getting it back.
Yeah, that's 100% what's happened to Shabowski, Joseph Burns, and Big and Richardson. They have a bit of a great battle in back of the pack, but they're 4 seconds off this lead pack, so they're going to need a caution next 15 laps to have any chance of going for the win, or maybe these top 4 drivers taking themselves out.
I don't think they're going to take each other out, is the thought that comes to mind. But I do think that somebody's going to have to put up a slider or something to take this race win. And we still have a few more road courses on top of the ovals to go, or we might see a lot of those points swing Soto's direction. He just got hit by Nicholson mid-corner. Good save.
Nicholson quick to apologize, and that's something about the duo of Nathan Nicholson and Aaron Jeansonne is, Nicholson's able to maybe, play the line from that second spot, maybe, come down and throw an arrow block on the line, getting a run, or get a block and not take the lead from Jeansonne. And I think that's a little bit what happened there, is Nicholson trying to get aggressive and pull Soto back.
Here comes Carpenter to change up the equation, though. 31 times Jeansonne has led so far tonight. Now Carpenter looks to try and get his first lap of the race. No help. No one willing to help him.
Here comes Soto, the big run down the middle. Gets around Keith Carpenter, inside of Nicholson, inside of Aaron Jeansonne. Joshua Soto on the rumble strip. He talked about a slider. Here it is.
Jeansonne trying to squeeze down, though. Joey makes contact, still 16 laps to go in this race. Carpenter already forced to regroup as the top 3 continue to swap around like chairs on a pool deck.
This is definitely getting a
little
dicey. It's going to get dicey. Hard contact, showed on the wall. Jeansonne barrel rolling to the inside wall. A couple others, actually, I'm not sure who that was barrel rolling. But that was Keith Carpenter that got flung down the track. And JP, I said, this second pack is helping brothers guys to wreck each other. Well, it just happened.
You talk about ricocheting for Keith Carpenter's sake. He just got absolutely moonbeamed to the inside wall. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get the faster pair even because the car is so destroyed. Others are still stuck in shock.
Well, we're definitely putting the wings and wheels. Watching the green car, number 16 in the back here. Starts up front. Joshua Soto, black and white car, gets a little bit loose. Walks up the track. Contact with Jeansonne. They're both going to go open the wall. Jeansonne in the blue and black car bounces off of Soto and down into Keith Carpenter. And Keith Carpenter putting the wings in the Wings and Wheels Foundation.
Yeah, that was destructive for Carpenter. He and Jeansonne already towing Soto with meatball flag as well. Believe he doesn't have his either. Let's see again.
That's going to be an absolute insane wreck. So Soto bounces off the wall into Jeansonne, which sends Jeansonne flying down the track, aggressive. I mean, that was absolutely insane, the bounce by Jeansonne and Keith Carpenter. We're talking about wrong place at the wrong time. This is, oh man, I've seen some crazy wrecks here on iRacing. This might be one of them.
Soto, Jeansonne, Carpenter still trying to get their cars at least finishing the tow truck. That's what's holding them up here once again. Just a small push up on a tight squeeze, and it causes absolute calamity.
That didn't even look that bad from Jeansonne's point of view, just because, I mean, he bounced off the Carpenter. Carpenter took the entire blow right on board with Carpenter. It's going to be a great view.
I think Nicholson did pick up contact too, previous. Oh, that was like a Mario Kart jump.
Hey, he hit a mushroom there and he got a little speed boost. I mean, I think Jeansonne actually sped up when he bounced off the Soto.
An absurd incident. We've had a pit stop already complete for Glenn Richardson, by the way. Nathan Nicholson on the second pace around, electing to come in to get repairs done, it looks like, with less than 15 laps to go. This brings Brian Cibelski up to the lead. The 85 will now take that lead and look to run away with it.
That's looking at drivers with faster pairs. I don't think Soto or Jeansonne have a faster pair. So this might be interesting. Now they're just towing. We're going to find out in a quick second. But this might be night into for a lot of these guys. Yeah, we're looking at we're looking at a very surprise winner here, JP.
Yeah, you just talked the entire lead group crashing into existence here, Braden.
Well, I said it was going to happen a couple laps ago. I just didn't think it would actually happen.
Well, it did happen. And now, who's your pick? Because Nicholson is also out of a faster pair, getting manual repairs. Soto just finished his tow, took the faster pair. Carpenter just took his faster pair, finished his tow. Jeansonne, believes, still has another lap before we can find out the answer.
Yeah, these guys are going to be 2 or 3 laps down. I believe they're going to get a wave around or two, so they should be back on lead lap. Brand new car. So, I mean, I think they're still going to be in it if they're able to get their wave around here, but that's going to be a big if.
Lights are on top of the iRacing pace car. Nicholson's fixed most, if not all, the damage, by the way, on the 56 machine. Whatever was weighing him down, so he'll start 4th for the restart. Nicholson's got to be the favorite now knowing how many of his competitors just had disaster strike.
Then they're not going to be able to get fast pair of lights, like I mentioned, off on the pace car. They're going to need another caution before they get it. It just took too long to get towed all the way around this mile-and-a-quarter racetrack, and that's going to leave 4 drivers on the lead lap. Brian Cibelski in the lead, Joseph Burns that's outside. I said don't count out Joseph Burns. I mean, we've seen some great speed out of that 13 machine all night long. Then Big Glenn there in 3rd and Nathan Nicholson in 4th. So Big Glenn, who I picked to win it earlier, been kind of Sunday cruising most of this race. Well, he's got a Corvette. He's ready to go.
They're still trying to sort things out here. It looks like they won't have enough time to for now. Cibelski, onside Burns. Nicholson just catches up to the field now. 11 laps to go from Gateway. Green flag is out, and they just now brought the caution back out.
That's going to stack things up a little bit. They're going to try to give those guys their laps back. So they're going to shake things up big time. About a second too late with it, but no catastrophes.
So the waiver round's now being issued. Joshua Soto getting one. Keith Carpenter getting one. That will put them to 1 down for now. Still, Jeansonne not coming out of the pit lane, so it looks like his race may be cooked.
Got to 425 and left in the oven for a little too long, it looks like.
And the field still sorting positions. Carpenter taking a lot of time to be able to sort out how to take the wave around.
Inside, outside, through the field, on the bottom, doesn't matter. Just take it how you want it. If you gotta go through pit road, take a wave around. I mean, I won't judge you.
Think they're coming up to the green flag. Pace car is off. Green flag. And Nicholson jumps it.
Huge run by Nick Nicholson on the outside, the only survivor of that lead pack catastrophe. Round the outside, how about that?
Looping around the outside, not wanting to wait any business. He passes 3 cars before turn 1.
No penalties. The green flag to restart is clean. Update on Aaron Jeansonne. He used his fast repair earlier, so no fast repair left for him. He's going to have to watch the rest of this one from the pit lane.
Unfortunate for him, but now it's trying to see now for these drivers. Can anyone reel in Nicholson, or better yet, can anyone pull off the upset? Less than 10 laps to go from Gateway.
Nicholson came into the night 7th in points. Average finish of 4th. So looking to upset and play spoiler here tonight for sure.
Right now, Cibałski lining things up, trying to pull in the draft, trying to take a poke to the inside. Not willing to take a full run of draft, interestingly enough. Nicholson seems to like he's the most comfortable up there.
And looking back earlier in season at IRP, Nicholson was running top 5, had some pretty competitive laps, had 38 laps, if you remember. So he was a front runner all night long there. Trying to get it done here tonight, though.
Belski now under attack by Burns. Burns does have door damage all over the right side of his car. That's going to slow him down the rest of the way. In fact, slows him down for the straightaway.
That big Glenn Richardson there in 4th in that bright green and yellow car. Stays with the pack this time. Best run he's had all night so far. He's in prime position here to go make some late moves.
Coming up to 7 laps to go.
This pack just doesn't have the same eagerness that the last pack did. The last pack was side by side, bump drafting the entire lap. This pack here a little bit more spread out, a little more conservative, is trying to get to that checkered flag. I don't think they want another caution because then that would let Joshua Soto and Keith Carpenter get back on the lead lap. I don't think they want to compete with those guys.
No, and right now as they come to 6 to go, this could get to where Cibałski needs to be uber aggressive. Seems to be, though, Nicholson knows the exact lift marks he needs. Cibałski keeps on not able to get the same cuts as the 56.
Big Glenn back down the back, right behind Joseph Burns, gets the back bumper, gives him a bit of a push down the front straightaway. Actually tries to make a pass on 3rd. Big Glenn looking for the podium.
Looking inside. And he makes contact, sends Burns up the racetrack. And Cibałski slams the wall down.
Heavy right side damage to Brian Cibałski in the orange 85. Big Glenn might get 2 birds with 1 stone looking inside. Bumper, door, quarter, clear. Big Glenn Richardson out of nowhere up to 2nd.
Here we got himself turned around off the nose of the 85 for good measure. And this helps Nicholson. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. All have damage here with 5 laps to go.
This is absolutely huge. Almost a 2nd advantage for Nathan Nicholson. See if he has to able to work together, get the draft going. I don't think Joseph Burns is too happy, though. He's falling all the way back to the 4th. I don't think he has the draft off of Shabowski.
Nicholson's ditched him. Nicholson with the cleanest car up front here has ditched the rest of the leaders. He can drive off to the sunset from here, or rather in the darkness at this rate.
Yeah, I think the battle for second here on the screen, Shabowski in the orange, 85 in third. Big Lynn and Richardson out of Indy, that green and yellow number 9. The gap last time by, Nathan Nicholson quicker, pulling away in the lead. Got 4 laps to go. They're going to need a caution now if they want any chance of getting him, or they're going to need to get aggressive and get aggressive quick.
And
they got the draft. They started in the rep. They got a little bit of a draft here. Nicholson washed up. He was real tight on the exit. So they're going a couple miles an hour faster. So they might be able to do something here. This is the money time.
Yeah, but 7/10 is going to be a lot to ask for in 3 laps, Braden.
Yeah, we're going to see the timing at the line. They've definitely made up a little bit of time. Last time by was 1.04 seconds. This time, it's 8.5 tenths. So they're going to pick up 2 tenths this time. As they get closer, that draft is going to be huge. But you need to set the pass up almost a lap in advance. So 2.5 laps to go for Nathan Nicholson.
And they're not working together for second. Spelski crosses up Richardson. They go through the gears up to the corner. Spelski makes the pass up to second.
I think Shabowski thinks he's able to get a better draft run off Nicholson, but that move side by side kills his speed. Nicholson gets a huge run off of turn 4 this time at the line. The difference first to second's going to change, and it's going to be 1.1 seconds. The advantage of Nicholson over Shabowski now in second.
Less than 2 laps to go for Wings and Wheels here from Worldwide Technology Raceway. Of note, Deacon Greenfield's back in the race, 35 laps down. Good on him to be able to fix whatever issue that was in the late stages. But for the late stages of this race now too. Coming up to the white flag, this time by. The battle is on, more so for second. Glenn Richardson wanting second. Nathan Nicholson can just taste the checker flag. White flag is out.
It's going to be a career night here for Nathan Nicholson in the Wings and Wheels Foundation Series, and trying to get a win here, and he's looking pretty. Battle for second, though. Big Glenn on the inside. Brian Shabowski on the outside. Glenn in the green. Shabowski in the orange, and Shabowski gets to run off of turn 2.
Good power off for the 85. That's allowing him to be able to keep the buffer. Coming up to the checker flag here. Up to the final corners on the rumble strips. Nathan Nicholson. He was one of 3 dominant drivers in the lead pack. He's the last man standing from the pack to take the win at Gateway.
Shabowski wins that battle in second over Glenn Richardson. Big Glenn there in third. Joseph Burns, last driver though, on the lead lap in 4th. So a lot of calamity in the late stages gives a lot of these guys a great run.
Soto and Carpenter do finish the race 1 lap down apiece. But already celebration time. Nicholson always crashing it.
Through the backstretch grass and style. I mean, I guess we're going to go out with a bang. Bang it off the inside wall while they're at it. He about flipped it.
Yeah, grip flip just about with how much he twisted it. But the celebration is on. We'll see if he tries to burn it off down the front straightaway now that he's added damage to the right side of the car.
It might be easier, only 180 horsepower these cars are, so he's gonna do something saucy here.
And that something is try and get some smoke out of it.
Tell him to hold the clutch. He needs to hold the clutch. It's like I'm watching some high school girls and their moms Crown Vic trying to do donuts.
Post-race coverage coming up. You're watching Maconi Entertainment for Wings and Wheels action.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need: Maconi.
With the launch of Maconi Entertainment and Maconi Competizone alongside Maconi Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back to Maconi Entertainment for post-race coverage of Wings and Wheels from iRacing's virtual Worldwide Technology Raceway. Let's take a look at the race results to start things off here. In the end, it became last man standing for the lead group. Nathan Nicholson, Brian Chabelsky, and Glenn Richardson. Joseph Burns rounded the lead lappers. Joseph Soto finished the lap down with Keith Carpenter. Aaron Jeansonne finished off in 7th as a DNF. Deacon Greenfield did finish the race, but he was 36 laps down. That's what we talked about over the running order here tonight in this one. Why don't we start things off with third tonight? Glenn Richardson coming away third. Let's have him catch up with Braden Lester.
Big Glenn, career night for you, buddy. Brought it home third. Tell us about your race.
I tell you what, man. I decided to work a little bit of strategy, pitting after the guys and pitting with the last caution with, I think it was 13 laps to go, and work my way to the front and try to go for the win, but didn't have anything for Nathan, our winner tonight. But I'll take a podium finish any day of the week.
So that our first podium of the season. Did you expect it to come here at Gateway? You know, I know you're it seems you're a bit of an oval guy. You know, you're not too fond of the road courses, but did you expect it to come at a track like Gateway?
Honestly, no. To be honest with you, I don't have the line down like I wanted to here, so a little bit surprised, but I'm very happy with the outcome.
Well, and then of course you got a couple races coming up. You got, you know, Laguna Seca next week, time out. Actually, I believe it is next week. It might be, and then Martinsville to round out the season. There's a finale. So after I believe in 5-6 races, so Martinsville next. Big oval for you guys. You excited for that?
Yes, I do plan on participating at the Glen and at Martinsville to close out the season. So,
of course, anybody want to thank him out to this third place around here tonight?
Yes, I want to give a big shout out to Jeff Maconi. His birthday is today, and you, Brayton Laster, because your birthday was also yesterday.
Well, I appreciate it, buddy. Thank you for taking time to run. I'm sure we'll be talking again in the future.
Most definitely, thank you.
Once again, that's Glenn Richardson coming away third. Brian Chabelsky came away in second spot tonight. Let's catch up with Brian here this evening. Brian, how would you describe that race here tonight?
Very tense, Justin, man. Whew. I was not expecting to really end up back in the lead back there after getting into it a little bit there with Joseph, and I got kind of shot out the back. I'm like, all right, well, I need a caution to catch back up, and you get a caution and it wipes out 3 of the guys who are leading. So, and you're just kind of like, all right, we're back in this, you know, just got to hold off here. And Nathan went in, got tires. He got a really good jump on the start, and then I kind of plunked the wall coming off 2 there. I didn't really damage the car too much, but I just lost enough momentum that I fell out of the draft, and I couldn't really get back at the end there.
Overall, though, how would you describe your season in these cars in this series?
It's been pretty fun. Really excited to get out here and race on the ovals, because especially some of the short ovals that are coming up, because I feel like I'm very, very good at short oval racing, and I have a pretty good idea of how to get the car around the corners. I love racing these cars on ovals. It's such a good match, and I can't really wait for them to do it in real life at Martinsville, or for us to do it at Martinsville later in the year. So looking forward to it. And the road course stuff's been going pretty good too. It's been very fun.
Well, on that note, what are your thoughts for the rest of the season as we kicked off the second half of the season tonight, as we bring up a stretch, a few more oval races, and a lot more road courses?
I'm feeling pretty good, feeling pretty confident. I think I'll have some good runs here. Hopefully we'll get some more runs at the front, and just have to kind of see how it all shakes out. I always try and stay out of trouble. If you stay out of trouble, you're there at the end, and that was the case tonight, and I'm sure it'll be the case for the rest of these oval races and the road races as well. So that's about it. Also, just want to say happy birthday to Jeff Maconi. I know it's your big 2-6 today. Happy birthday, bud. And of course, Brayton, happy belated birthday yesterday, man. I hope you had a good time.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm sure Jeff does too.
Once again, congratulations on the run here tonight, Brian.
Thank you very much, Justin.
Brian Spelski, straight to the point there at the very end. Nathan Nicholson took the checker flag here tonight. Nathan, how are you feeling about that one? Last man standing, it seemed, for the lead pack.
Yeah, definitely was a little bit of a battle attrition. I can't believe how well this track raced. It was super impressive, but no, it was a great race. Wish we had 20 or so cars out there, but we're gonna keep building this momentum, and I think we have a good schedule together and a good thing going.
Overall, how would you describe the ability to build up runs, but also how the dynamics of the front pack were in this race?
Yeah, so surprisingly, the balance of the car changed a lot throughout the race. On new tires, it was super understeery, and it was kind of playing that game. I actually took stickers there at the end and tried to get a little bit of an advantage on the field. But yeah, no, the outside definitely built a lot of runs, but you put yourself in a dangerous position there as well. So overall, I think the outside was a little better than the inside, but you can make both work.
So overall, your thoughts for the second half of the season that kicked off here tonight?
Yeah, no, I'm super excited for the second half of the season. I think the points race at the top still pretty even between Deacon and Josh, both not having great nights, but I'm excited to see what type of fields we can pull later on, and happy birthday to Brayton and Jeff as well.
Well, once again, congratulations on the run. Any other shows you'd like to give here tonight, Nathan?
Yeah, I mean, thanks to Ray and Wings of Wheels for putting this on. It's a great series, and I think, like I said, we have a good thing going. And thank you to Maconi and PRG and everyone that helped support the series.
Well, once again, congratulations on the run.
Thank you.
Nathan Nicholson comes away on the winning side tonight. Does it here by nearly a second in the end. Braden, your final thoughts on tonight, on how tonight broke down and finished out?
Well, we knew it was going to be a crazy one. I didn't think it was going to be that crazy, but the closer they get to St. Louis, I guess the crazier they get. So you have it on these big races, I guess. And Nicholson sitting there playing bridesmaid all night behind Jeansonne, but steals the win in the later stages of all the calamity.
So on that note, once again, the next race is Laguna Seca. That will be September 5th race next week. We'll see how next week plays out on the Thursday, 8 p.m. start time. Once again, here on Maconi Entertainment. On that note, it's time to say goodbye. Calling the action tonight myself, Justin Prince, alongside Braden Laster. Christian Hill was our producer. Thanks to our viewers for watching tonight's racing action. Hope you stay tuned to our social media pages for our next race. Thanks to the entire staff for working on this race and bringing this race to you. This has been a production of Maconi Entertainment. We'll see you next time.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need, Maconi.
With the launch of Maconi Entertainment and Maconi Competizone alongside Maconi's Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.